You know, your decision making drives everything in your life. And today, with all that we're experiencing in the pandemic, much of the decisions that we're making are heavily weighted. I have colleagues that are literally moving, changing their location to another place where they've always wanted to live. I've seen people, executives, exit companies to pursue other interests. And I've also talked with CEOs, executives who, in essence, they're looking to sell the company, and it's time to move on. There's a conscious awakening happening right now, whether you're aware of it or not. And what I want to do is just take a few minutes and get you to think about the decisions that you're making in your life right now. And I want to ask you, how conscious are you in the process of making them? There's a really useful tool to kind of calibrate this, and it comes from work by David Hawkins. David Hawkins wrote this amazing work called Power versus Force. And in the book, he created, or basically published, what's called this map of consciousness. And the map of consciousness, and you think about what is consciousness? Well, consciousness really is your ability to be awake and aware. Awake and aware. Think about those two things, right? And awake is, man, we could do a whole video topic on that. But regardless, if I look at where am I at emotionally? That's a good way to tell. Am I operating out of anxiety, which is down here in the red on the bottom? The goal is to get near the top. Am I coming from a place of anger, also down below, right? Am I constantly getting pissed off? Am I blaming other people? Or am I coming from a place of forgiveness, higher on the chart now? Or potentially, am I in a place of where I'm coming out of joy or peace, which are near the top of the chart? In fact, acceptance is also it's at level 400. So in essence, think about the decisions that you're making and ask yourself, what's my level of consciousness around this? Am I showing up at work with the fear that I'm going to lose my job? So I'm hoarding all the work, I'm not collaborating, and I'm much more competitive with my peers, consequently impacting what's happening on the executive team, or whatever team that you're on. In essence, we're driving these decisions to avoid, oftentimes, what we don't want to happen, because we're in fear. We're in this construct of wanting to avoid something. All of our behavior comes from really trying to acquire one of two things. It's I desire something, I have an outcome I want to pursue, so that I have that I want to obtain, or I have that I want to avoid, something that I want to steer clear of, I want to navigate away from. And the challenge with either scenario necessarily is that if my level of consciousness tied to either one of those situations, I'm not going to get to the place that I want to be. Assuming that you want to be in a place of happiness, love, joy, peace, and fulfillment. This video is for those folks that want those things. And if you want those things, then in essence, we have to check in on where we're at consciously. And where are we coming from? The way to check in is on your emotions. Pay attention. What type of emotions are you experiencing? And then ask yourself, what movies are you running in your mind? What things are you thinking about and or talking about that is feeding that emotion? And then challenge yourself on, well, what could I think differently? How can I look at this differently? These are all constructs. They're all beliefs that we can consciously choose if we're aware and we're awake. I'm Chris Yonker. Thanks for watching.